Morgan Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau. Jim Rasick Auto Group. Sugarfoot Barbecue. Remax Truman Lake. Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare. Integrity Floors. The Landmark Restaurant. Clark Tire. C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. Real Time Photography. Primitive Old Crow and Winery. Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. Laura Anstein, Anstein Realty and Auction. Creative Paint and Supply.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.
Welcome to Clinton High School, Thursday night, and it is time for volleyball action again tonight. We have currently the freshman team, the C team, kicking off the evening here. Clinton Lady Cardinals versus the Archie Lady Whirlwinds.
Of course, my name is James Hinkle, and I am accompanied by Stacy Hinkle, my darling wife. We are currently watching the C team play. These early games are always difficult to get to for parents and for broadcasters. And it looks like Archie has taken the first point of the game.
So a common mistake there for young teams, not really sure who should make the play when the ball is sort of in the middle between two positions. So that's why these games are so important for freshmen and JV teams. It gives the girls a chance to develop some skills, learn to play together, learn to work as a team, and that's one of those things that just isn't always a natural and automatic for most players.
All right, we want to thank our first timeout sponsor here tonight, Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare. They are one of our 3 timeout sponsors. Of course, I always got to say this, if it wasn't for them, this would not be possible, ladies and gentlemen. Them and all our other sponsors. So you go out to shop, whatever it may be, for healthcare, cars, or insurance, please keep these people in mind.
So that serve will be short and give Clinton the first point on their side of the scoreboard tonight. Again, this is the C team, the freshman team. Matched up, the Clinton Lady Cardinals against the Archie Whirlwinds. A nice dive there by number 14 to try for the save. Unsuccessful in that endeavor, but a good hustle.
So for those who are watching, wondering which is Cardinals, they're actually on your right side of your screen, and Archie's on the left. The scoreboard is opposite of that because Clinton is the home team.
And Archie's serve will go deep, and that will turn over the ball to Clinton. 2-5 your score now. Clinton trailing behind the Archie Whirlwinds. And that will go long, out of bounds against Archie, so Clinton will take the point. And the timing not quite there on that attack, so the ball will fall on the Archie side of the net. And not quite long enough on the return, so falls just short of the net. We will get a substitution here for Clinton.
goes right into the net. Make our game 7-5. Archie 6. And just barely makes it over the net. So, Stace, do you have a roster there?
Well, I tell you what, I went to Mish's website and I pulled up a roster. It does not have any jersey numbers with it. It's just a name and year, and so I'm not sure which numbers the kids are wearing. So I don't currently have a roster for Clinton that will help me identify the girls.
Usually we grab those on our way in, and they weren't really out there. So, might be because it's the early game.
Well, there have been a lot of changes too. You know, the schedules, we started with really great schedules, and then with cancellations and everything that happened, you know, it's just from hour to hour sometimes. You just never know what to expect. So that's really hard to plan for.
Yeah. Of course, it's always our intention to call it the good ladies' names, but we just don't have the numbers and names there, and we're not familiar enough with the students yet. That looks like it was,
She did call that in.
She did call that in, okay. Which will make it, if I can get the score right here, 9-7. Series up. Clinton, who started off a little bit behind, has pulled ahead now, 10-7. Of course, this is your C team playing here. So these are the youngest, the freshman girls. You know, one thing I really like watching the younger teams is you can see the future of the team. You can see, you know, and also how the girls progress through the years. You know, it's good to watch them grow and become, you know, athletes that eventually participate in the varsity level.
And they change so much and so fast at this level. You know, the girls, first time in high school, and you know, first time on the team, they get the experience of the older girls on the team as well. And so where you might have a junior or senior who over the course of the season becomes a little bit more proficient or you know, increases their accuracy. At this level, it's a dramatic change, and it's just really fun to watch the girls grow and progress that quickly.
Ooh, that barely makes it over the net, but it is good, and that will be a point for Clinton.
And we call that an ace.
An ace, yes. Now, my wife is a little more versed in volleyball than I am, but we will get through this. Oh, and that one goes out. Hey, I do know what that one is. Out of bounds is out of bounds.
We have some of the girls that are going to play a little later tonight up here. I've asked them to help me out maybe with some names and numbers, so we'll see if we can't work that out.
Okay, it looked like Archie was going to serve there, but
little break, they're checking the rotation. Maybe the girls got out of order, so we'll see if we need to reset that a little bit. You know, when you rotate in a circle, but you have certain players that play certain positions, and so after the ball is in play, you may rotate within your circle to different positions, and sometimes you forget your starting point, and so when you rotate, you get out of order a little bit, and that's what they're checking on. They're trying to figure out, is somebody in the wrong position? Do we need to turn around and reset before that serve?
okay, it looks like the referee was stepping in there and giving a little bit more of an explanation. Of course, at this age, I mean, these girls are they just got out of middle school. They're playing at the high school level now.
And you did see they adjusted back a position. Everybody rotated back to where they ought to be. And they will call a jump ball, and we will replay the point.
Not really for sure whose serve it is. Oh, Clinton actually has the ball.
It will be a Clinton serve again on the jump.
Okay. Looks like we've got this all worked out. referees have given him thumbs up. Goes out. It will be a Archie point.
This deep ball will go out of bounds around the back line. So Clinton will take over again on the serve. 13-10 now. Clinton leading over the Archie Whirlwinds. We'll get the substitution. 13 into the game for number 6 here at Clinton.
So we're waiting for her to go back to serve. Let's just talk about a few things here. The schedule for this year in all sports has been, shall we say, chaotic.
Constantly changing.
Constantly changing. All right.
Thank you very much, ladies. The team just brought me some names and numbers here to use, so that'll be helpful.
I want to say thank you to Mason Wright and Kinsley Hager for helping us out with the C team's names, jersey numbers, all that. And back to some volleyball action.
It's a good hustle there by the girls to return the ball.
Oh, very nice play by Archie there, just tipping it over the net.
Once in a while you get one that's just over the net like that, and if you can take advantage of that, it's a really hard way to defend yourself. So those usually hit the floor.
Oh, what the? She bumps the ball and gets it into the backcourt. So it will be an Archie point, making it a tie, 14-14.
So just real quickly here, I'm going to run down the C team roster. Katrina Preston, number 1. Aspen Dunn on number 4. Number 6, Sarah Patterson. Number 7, Carly Lincoln. Number 8, Savannah Cosgrove. Skyla Spittler, number 10. Shelby Reagan, number 13. Number 15, Emily Barnes. Number 18, Anna Johnson. Number 19, Neva Wilson. Number 20, Casey Dowdy, and number 9, Kendra Scott.
I did not see, did that go in or out?
Well, she touched it, so
Okay.
It's going to be point for Archie. The out of bounds only matters if you don't make a play and don't make contact with the ball.
I'm actually in the process of running the switching and the production on the scoreboard, so I'm doing multiple tasks here. I looked up, I saw the ball in the backcourt, and
We will have
didn't realize that.
another timeout here as Archie has again moved ahead 18-14 over Clinton. And while we do that, we want to say thank you to one of our other timeout sponsors, Jim Rasick Auto Group here in Clinton. So definitely want to say thanks to them. And also, you have to say, go see Jim on the loop.
On the loop. And as you may notice on the scoreboard, dead center, Jim Rasick is also our scoreboard sponsor for this season. So he gets to have his logo right there in the middle. Appreciate Jim. He does a lot of great things for our community. All right, back to some action.
So that was Anna Johnson on the attack for Clinton there, a flat-footed spike from the back row.
You know, you don't quite see the sets and the spikes that you would in varsity. But you definitely see the athleticism. They're a little younger, not as experienced, but that's one nice thing that we like to see is the athleticism, because we know eventually down the road that will make for a good varsity team. And for several years now, Clinton has had a very good program. They actually played in the district championship last year. They actually lost to, was it Nevada? We were at that game.
Yes, Nevada. And they have a strong team. They have 5 seniors on that team this year, and those girls have played together for a long time now. Been able to develop a lot of trust and a lot of cooperation on their team, and that is always a huge factor. And the cross-court set by Archie is unsuccessful.
Which that makes our score 17, Clinton, Archie 18. Clinton to serve.
I believe that's Raylan Richmond. Maybe Richmond, I may have pronounced that.
Oh! One of those last-minute calls. Do you let it go out, or do you go ahead and hit it? To be perfectly honest, she probably made the right decision there. It was probably going to land in. Oh, and then we see a spike. Of course, we don't have the roster for the New Orleans tonight, at least for the C team. Oh, did they call that in the net? I believe they did.
So serving for number 20, Casey Dowdy there. She has already learned the direction of her serve. You saw her pull to the near side on the back line because she knows her serves tend to swing right.
Nice bump over right there. She sets up and
Johnson over the net for Clinton.
No spikes yet. Good hustle, but doesn't quite wind up in the ball.
Casey Dowdy, number 20, trying to get underneath that one. Archie isn't able to pull that one in, so that will go on the board for Clinton. 19-21 the score here. The Lady Cardinals trailing behind the Archie Whirlwinds.
Now, are they doing 3 sets tonight, or are they just playing the one game?
So the C team, they will play a certain amount of time. They'll play 2:25 here in game 1, and then depending on how long that game runs, they may play a second C team game. And then when their time expires, they will go to JV. The JV teams are going to play a best of 3, and then varsity will come in and play a best of 5.
A little behind the scenes information here. Stacy and we try to be innovators. We try to find a better way to bring you a better product each and every time. We have...
I'm going to interrupt. I believe that's, again, number 14, Raylan Richmond, and that was a good move on her part to get a little bump on that ball and get it across the net.
Excellent work there. So we're trying out some new equipment here, and it looks like everything's working just fine. Back to the volleyball action.
Another point for Clinton. That's number 1, Katrina Preston serving. She has a strong serve for a C team ball game.
She's not the largest player out there as far as height, but she definitely has strength. Of course, she's diving for the ball.
So 24-21, our score now. Archie is leading over Clinton, and that will bring up a game point situation with them. the serve is in their control here. Of course, game 1 for the C team, for a freshman team.
Oh.
And that will land the game for Archie, 25-21.
Looks like we will have a second here.
So a good highly scoring game, well-matched teams here. The two are keeping pace with one another. I do think that Archie is maybe a little bit more advanced than Clinton right now. I see them setting up and executing some plays. And I think that's probably one of the main contributors to their being able to put that game in the win column. We do take a short break between games here, so we want to say thanks very much to one of our timeout sponsors, Aaron Collins, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent here in Clinton, Missouri. And we want to say thanks to him, and we appreciate him for coming on and sponsoring the timeout. And I heard one of his ads this morning, and he was talking about those change of life situations that come up, you know, new babies and weddings and job changes that maybe will change the status of your insurance. And reminding people that anytime you have one of those change of life situations, that's a good time to come in and ask for a quote and double check your insurance and make sure your coverage is what it needs to be. And that's always a good reminder. Some of us don't always anticipate those situations, but when they happen, it's good to have a little reminder about things like insurance.
Interest, just like the interest we had to add on to that truck we bought from Jim Racing. See how I threw all that together? That's not a joke. We did buy a truck, and we did purchase from Jim Racing. Purchased pretty good there. Of course, we did our shopping around. We did. And you know what? Thankfully, we have not had to go out to Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare for a while, but it was nice to know that they are there. Of course, we have many other sponsors that make this all possible. Sugarfoot Barbecue, Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. Of course, we mentioned Collins.
Creative Paints.
Creative Paints as well. You know, speaking of Creative Paints, he helped us out in the off-season here, or when there wasn't a season. With the Coaches Show, which is something we want to bring back. Of course, one of our newest sponsors to come on board is Remax Truman Lake. And of course, you know, if you're Clark Tire and I'm trying to get through all these. Landmark Restaurant, the best fried chicken anywhere.
You also,
Gold Crow, great pizza.
And you cannot forget C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, who, by the way, is
provided our mask.
And also provides your Clinton Cardinal wear. So if you're looking for the long sleeves for football season, because we're going to need those soon, check out C-Squared, and Cindy will hook you up. She'll take care of you.
Yes, she will. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm ready for some cooler weather. I like the fall. Football season, volleyball season. We're getting now. We're covering soccer, which, speaking of which, we were supposed to be covering tonight for senior night, but unfortunately it was canceled.
Nice save there by Eva Wilson.
Oh, one of those missteps that you often see at the C level is they don't know who needs to go for the ball there, so it just drops right there in front of everyone. Each time presents itself a learning opportunity, and she almost got that over. Set up the instant replay. Didn't do that. That's the last thing I usually do, and I don't end up. So. Dives in, grab the ball.
Point for Clinton there.
Short. Will be Clinton serve.
Looks like we will get Shelby Reagan in the game for Clinton.
Shelby Reagan. And she will get to serve.
get under that one for the return. Tie ball game now, 2-2.
Spike, and very well played.
Nice by Wilson.
Oh, are they going to call her in the net there? Yes, looks like they are. So we'll be Vikings ball. They did call that in the net, right?
Yes.
She was in the net. Okay.
Looks like Archie is a little confused on their rotation again. So girls just not quite used to that. It's still early in the season and maybe just not in a routine yet. So number 7, Harley Lincoln, back to serve for Clinton now. And they'll go a little short. To the far sideline there.
Correct.
Nice execution there for Clinton on that play. So able to actually set it up and nice communication there to let each other know where the ball and where the lines are.
You know, communication on the floor is so important. And great example of these girls at this age being able to do that and get into practice doing that will serve them well down the road.
And they will call a line fault there on the serve. Number 4, Aspen Dunn on the serve, and she did just get her toe across the line.
Oh, a nice ace there. Of course, we don't know her name. Oops. Going to the wrong ones to the other team.
Archie leading over the Lady Cardinals.
By chance you're just leading this or just joining us, this is the C team, and this is the second game. The Whirlwinds took the first game. So if you're just now joining us, tips off your fingers and goes.
You know, a few years back, they changed the high school volleyball rules to include a point on every play. Of course, it's been a few decades since I did this in high school, but
it's only been about 5 years.
Yeah, let's go with that. When I played, you had to serve the ball in order to put a point on the board. So if you didn't have possession of the ball at the beginning of the play, there was no point awarded. Now that that's changed, service becomes a very important part of scoring on this game. And if you have a strong player who can serve the ball well, like we've seen here for Archie, it can be devastating to your scoreboard if you're the defending team.
So is that number 13? Is that who's been serving that's...
no, actually, I think it's number
23. Okay.
And I did finally get a roster. The girls were nice enough to go down and pick one up for me, so they are available now. Looks like 23 Grace Hopkins there for Archie on the serve. and she put several points on the board for Archie. So that's been a really great deal for him.
Substitution here, number 6. Of course, I don't have
Sarah Patterson.
I don't have the roster in front of me, so I'm going to rely on Stacey.
And she will be back to serve for Clinton. Harley Lincoln on the dive there, and she's just a little short of that ball, so good effort by her.
It's all right, Harley. You'll get it next time. And that's one thing. You'll see old friends when you come to high school sports. We just had somebody wrong. Was that?
That was Vicky Neighbor. Yeah. Her granddaughter Kaylee plays volleyball.
Of course, she used to work with you at Cochran, right?
She did. She worked with us at Cochran Bookkeeping.
Now Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping. Who is a sponsor, by the way?
I don't know why she felt she needed to retire.
Would you take her back?
Absolutely. So 13-6 the score now. The Lady Cardinals trailing behind the Archie Whirlwinds.
Another one of those mistakes that you iron out at this age. That spike.
It is nice to see them getting to that stage, though, where they can set up and attempt the spikes. Sometimes your C teams are just not there yet, and all you see is bump, bump, bump. And so it's nice to see that the team has actually developed to the point where they can set and spike the ball as well.
That's one thing I'm saying on both teams here. Even though this is a varsity level play, the hustle is still there. Both teams are hustling to the ball. They're communicating well. They're doing everything they need to be doing at this age to learn and to advance. So it's always good to see that. Oh, and a nice little spike there into open area.
And that's a nice long volley between the two teams as well. So it's nice to see that.
Can you believe that sometimes I get talking and forget to hit the scoreboard?
I can't imagine.
I looked down. I had 13 on the board for Archie, and it's actually 16. So I'm scoreboard at the C team level.
And a nice hustle there by Aspen Dunn to get underneath that ball. It will go just out of bounds, but a good effort by Miss
Very
Dunn.
well played. Good volley there. Oh, that one just sinks over the net and goes in. She does not get the block there. Rolls off her fingers.
That is so difficult because you can't bump that ball. You're just going to hit it right back into the net.
Spike goes out of bounds.
I don't know if you noticed or not also that on that play, we have number 7 and number 9 on the front row. That's Harley Lincoln, and I'm looking for my number 9 and I don't have it on my list. Kendra Scott, I believe. Both of them jumping up for the block, which at this level, you're almost never going to have a player that is capable of blocking. That's just a very difficult skill to master. But the fact that these girls are going through the motions means that they will develop the skill, and you got to look forward to seeing that as time goes by.
They're putting themselves in the right place. It's just that muscle memory has not been developed yet. Is one way you can look at it, of course. One of those line drives that came over, and she tried to bump the ball or set it, but couldn't get it up in the air where her teammates could make a play on it. Kind of the same situation right there. The ball's coming in pretty fast, quick. She tries to tip the ball up, and because of maybe a little bit of lack of experience there, of course at this level, that's what we're going to see. She is not able to bump that up.
So quick timeout here in game 2 of the freshman matchup between Clinton and Archie. And we want to say thank you very much to Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare, one of our timeout sponsors. We appreciate them very much for all that they have done lately to just help protect the safety and health of our community. You know, I've been healthy the last several months, and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm also grateful that Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare has been there to offer advice and to make sure that we're doing everything we can to be safe.
It looks like we had a lift on Clinton. Archie a point. There's a serve.
Good reactions there by Clinton to try to get the ball up off the floor. Not successful, but boy, the girls are really hustling.
You know, that's what I was talking about earlier. You see the hustle there, just like that. None of the girls gave up on the play. But what to do in that situation, you know, that's just the youth of the team right there. You know, it's still good play.
We are at 24-8 here, so game point for Archie on game 2 for the freshman matchup tonight.
Archie has
and
what is her number? Number 13. She's kind of set there in center, tall.
That will take the win for Archie for the second set here in freshman action tonight. The Clinton Lady Cardinals hosting the Archie Lady Whirlwinds. And I believe that will do it for the freshman matchup here. 2 games. Of course, Archie taking the win in both games there. But again, a lot of good things happening on the court for the young half of the Clinton Cardinals team here. I saw several that had strong serves. I saw the girls going through the motions on things like blocking and spiking, and that's not always something that you see in an early season game on the freshman team. So, you know, it's obvious that these girls are practicing hard and concentrating hard on learning and training themselves to be part of the future of Clinton volleyball.
You know, one other thing is the communication. That is so important amongst players because you see it all the time. You know, players don't call it out to them, run into one area to hit the ball, and the ball gets bumped up, and there's nobody back on that side of the court to hit it over the net. All right, well, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. They've got 17 minutes on the board for the JV game. We will be back in probably about 15 minutes or so. So watch for that. Of course, whenever the JV comes up to play and the live stream starts, please, let me remind you, share that stream. Let people know that it is available. So with that, James Hinkle, Stacey Hinkle, this Sounds Like Videos.
Jim Razik Auto Group, Sugarfoot Barbecue, Remax Truman Lake, Golden Valley Memorial Healthcare, Integrity Floors, The Landmark Restaurant, Clark Tire, C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing, Real Time Photography, Primitive Old Crow and Winery, Bernard Tax and Bookkeeping, Laura Anstein, Anstein Realty and Auction, Creative Paint and Supply.